Gawker Media Group has filed for bankruptcy. It finds itself on the auction block now after its Hulk Hogan sex tape case went horribly wrong and a gigantic verdict was levied against them in terms of the money that they're now going to have to pay him. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Friday after a judge overseeing the suit against the company entered the full judgment and denied Gawker's request for a stay under terms the company could meet. They still do plan to appeal it, of course. But Ziff Davis, a digital media company, has submitted an opening bid now that it's on the auction block, $90 million to $100 million, which will form the basement floor for how much Gawker, which is made up of a number of different popular online sites having to do with the news, having to do with tech and those sorts of things. So this can be traced back, of course, to their decision to play the sex tape of Hulk Hogan. And Hulk, whose real name is Terry G. Bollea, sued Gawker Media back in 2012 over the publication of a black and white sex tape that showed him having sex with the wife of a friend of his at the time. Earlier this year, back in March, after a 2-week trial, a Florida jury awarded a $115 million in damages to Mr. Bollea, a figure that exceeded the $100 million he'd actually asked for, which is nice. A jury later awarded $25 million more in punitive damages. So we expected that that was going to sting and could lead to the destruction of the company. They say that they will continue to operate during the bankruptcy, and as I said, they will be appealing the judgment. But for Gawker, for its other properties, obviously the people that work there, this feud that they've had with Peter Thiel, which we've talked about in other videos, is not going well for them right now.
Jesus, if Gawker's worth $100 million, what are we worth?
No kidding.
That's their bottom floor? We have a lot more hits than Gawker does. Anyway, I'm not saying anything. But like people are like surprised that they went bankrupt. Really? There's an online media company that's got $140 million laying around for like, oh, a legal judgment we didn't expect. Oh, you need $140 million? Hey, search around the sofa, will you? Right? Of course they went bankrupt. Of course they did. Yeah. Now, look, bankruptcies of funny laws here in America. They'll get to restructure. They won't have to pay all their debts. They actually get to delay the payments to Hulk Hogan because bankruptcy proceedings give you some protections. And yes, they'll get to operate the site. And the great news is people won't get fired immediately. They'll get to keep working there. And I like some of Gawker's work. And obviously, I didn't agree with them on what they did with the Hulk Hogan case.
Now, what do you think they deserve that penalty?
It's super hard to tell.
Number.
It's a crazy number, right? And so.
I mean, there are doctors who cut off the wrong leg and don't get judgments against them like that.
I know.
Right? I mean,
I think that that jury felt like they wanted to send a message about you've invaded all of our privacies for too goddamn long.
Yeah. And Gawker's made a lot of questionable decisions.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that every one of their sites has, all of their employees have, and that's why it's good that they will at least continue. But I mean, the dollar values in these judgments almost never make sense. I mean, I would let you put out a video of me doing anything you could imagine for 100th of that amount.
Yeah, probably. Well, no one's offering, John, but I hear you.
I'm going to offer.
I mean, it's on the table.
I'm doing a Kickstarter to raise that money.
There are a lot of pleas for funds today, I've noticed.
But let's focus the whole Peter Thiel thing. What they did to him originally in outing that he was gay when it was totally unnecessary, and they've done other things in terms of revealing that like brothers of politicians were going to hire a gay prostitute or something like that. They make these extremely questionable decisions that don't further the public good, that are focused on making money. With this new debt, it's going to be even harder to avoid that sort of temptation, I suppose. But that doesn't mean that they deserve this sort of judgment against them.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people are on Peter Thiel, and I don't agree with his politics at all. And they say, oh, he had a vendetta against Gawker because of that, and he financed Hulk Hogan's lawsuit.
To the tune of $10 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, as much as I disagree with Thiel's politics, I'm like, I might do the same thing. You mess with me, I'm going to mess with you, believe me.
And then all he did,
if I was a billionaire, watch out.
Yeah, right. Get you, Washington Post.
And then all he did was help fund a legitimate lawsuit. This isn't a frivolous lawsuit. Right. It's legitimate, and then 12 strangers validated it.
Yeah.
Sure. No, it's legitimacy. I mean, look, this is the death penalty for them. And the question might be, you know, are they deserving the death penalty? But that they would finally get, as you said, John, after so many of these horrible stories. I mean, I consider them horrible because, as you say, they have a tenuous relation to anything that is germane to life in America and the world. that they wouldn't get some blowback eventually, legal blowback?
Gawker has got to feel good because Donald Trump would have thought, I got 3 more bankruptcies to go. So Gawker, after 3 more, you too might be able to run for president.